a play style, and we see this in Korea a lot, actually. Almost every team seems to have a breach, but the amount of utility Shot Up can bring here, Jordan, is definitely going to be scary.
Yeah, it's exciting. I love it. I pick them all the time in comp. I think, people sometimes undervalue how powerful and hard to turn from his flash darts. They kind of catch you off guard, could be all over different places on the wall. And then the breach clear and the fault line, these things could catch you off guard in ways you're not ready for.
Now we'll see if Envy are indeed going to be ready. They'll be starting on the attacking side here as we kick off this upper bracket final. Both of these rosters undefeated so far through Challengers 2 up until now. And of course, the loser will drop to face the winner of XSET and Sentinels. And here we go into the pistol, and no surprises here to see plenty of frenzies. It's a heavy play for Envy towards Shouts.
Yeah, and it's common 2A setup here as they're going to challenge, try to break the info gathering darts early, flash them off to kind of fight. And this is something you'll see commonly in showers. There's 4 people take it down, and now it's a 5 vs 4 situation. And are we going to see them continue pushing?
FNS also working down short here. It's a 2-pronged approach here from Envy now as they move to the site. Nature, the brief peek here out of U-Haul. He does spot the play, but Crash is going to fall foul of a paint shell from Chemicals, and Nature finally chooses to spring forward. Now we're in the 2v2, and FNS might not know what's about to descend upon him. It's Chemicals coming through. Another frenzy pickup, and Gangster cleans the slate. Immortals able to stave off that very A-focused push here from Envy.
Yeah, we see that a lot, I find, in these pistol rounds lately, especially in the old meta or the old patch where you do have that frenzy. Teams like to take those close range fights, whether it's hookah or showers right there, and we saw that happen early. I like what Envy was trying to do, which is they didn't want to let them just have showers and execute. They tried to break the trap. Mame was there with FNS to throw the counter blind from Omen. And they could have had a chance potentially to catch them backpedaling and get a kill and force them out of showers and maybe reset Immortals, but didn't happen. Immortals were able to keep momentum and take that pistol round.
Stingers for everybody right now. As even Immortals having won that first round up to go there. Oh, Bomb Buddy's going to find food early in the round. That's going to slow things a little bit down here for Envy. They want to try and execute towards Hookah, but Caboose is going to be there. Pushes forward with the Stinger. Makes it a 4v4, and already the side hit comes in from Envy. They're playing fast, Jordan.
Yeah, and I love this, and especially in this patch, the rebuy with the aggression. There's not really a massive advantage here for Immortals, and that's why the update was probably implemented. And now we're in a situation where Envy's in a 3-on-1 where you would say, oh, this should be an Immortals round. But the pacing and the trading by Envy is what's going to probably close them out the round, and now we're back to an even game here.
I mean, Envy just drift around corners and just start gatting Immortals as soon as they get out of Octagon there. And of course, even with the extra, flashes available to the breach, it's still hard to slow them down. I mean, the Chemicals just get swung on there. And Gangster really outgunned, just sitting inside container with a Ghost. Envy knows the team who likes to play more strategically, but that is all pace for them in that round, and they overwhelm.
Yep, that's what we always talk about. And look at the rebuy is about to come in. I wanted to talk about the last round, but I have a feeling we're going to get right into the action again because the pacing when you have these Stingers, we're going to try to take Hookah here, see if Raze holds his ground and goes for the fight. That paint shells might do a bit of damage here, but Food picking up the pace right away here, and again, just taking Hookah instantly to try to put this pressure on.
This time, though, Chemicals opts to just stand outside and maybe make a push back in later. Still somehow Food is able to find the headshot. Chemicals had the drop on him, and it'll be a hot hands to get the Phoenix back in fighting form. Our Envy, slow it down just a little bit.
Solid shock dart there.
FNS is on the other
this
side
is
of the
a situation,
map
Mitch. This is the same situation they wanted to be in the previous round on defense, where they actually were able to stop them. But the even numbers are playing into the offense favor here, as they're only going to have FNS on the A site here as they rotate in. This is going to be a great opportunity for them to get the plant. Nature, rather, has no choice but to really hold his ground and try to let the rotate come in.
Too fast. Nature's able to find one, but it's traded out instantly, and you're exactly right, Jordan. JC Stardy turns up after the spike is planted. Shot Up is a long way away from assisting here, so we have a local 2 versus 4 situation. Stardy, though, just swings around, gets rid of Mummy. Spike's still down, though. Aftershock's going to force Food out of position somewhat, but FNS holds his ground inside U-Haul. It's a trade again. 2v2 now. IMT clawing it back a little bit, and Gangster gets himself the 1v1. 17 points of health, and it's not enough. Food finds his third for the round. and Envy had 2 on the trot.
My only question now is, do we see another buy? This is where it's like, this patch is... Force, yeah. And so it looks like we're going to opt for the semi here from Immortals. And, you know, the biggest theme of those first 3 rounds for me right there is scaling. A lot of people don't understand the importance of when that first piece of information happens in that first kill, you got to scale. And look what happened at Hookah. When Food took Hookah early and he pushed them off, he didn't get that kill. So what they smartly did is they didn't scale because the 2 B defenders on Immortals are still alive. The rotates obviously coming in. They reset with the trade, and they went and hit A, and they're able to keep their advantage and kind of keep a comfortable situation by not just using scaling as the end-all, be-all of, hey, we just got to go because we got to catch up to Food. So good play there by Envy to keep their pacing under control and their comms on point.
It's wild, Jordan. The variation in pace was kind of what struck me so much, right? Like first pop, then you sort of sit back, then hard execute to A. Really keeps IMT on their toes, and that's a kill inside Hookah there. Shot up goes down, and Envy have a ton of information about B, but still want to go towards A here.
Yeah, you know, this doesn't surprise me. Immortals is trying to get aggressive here and just catch them off guard. That Hookah death early kind of started a snowball effect for the defense where they just kind of wanted to try to even it up and do some damage here. But we are going to look for Envy to grab a 3rd round here, as patience is really all that's needed to close out this round. FNS is just going to deathmatch a little here in showers. We're now going to a 2-round deficit for Envy.
And a flawless there for Envy in round 4. It's definitely going to start putting a bit of pressure on Immortals, who have a chance to buy in here. Chemicals will have the operator, but this is FNS just waiting. I mean, they're the ones that almost feels like that are starving Immortals of the information, right? And it's players like Chemicals and Gangster pushing up to try and get something, and they're being punished for it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, on those rounds, especially when you're playing against a team like Envy, who's really well-rounded on their default, you don't have a lot of opportunities to just sit back and hope you get kills. So they were trying to get aggressive, and maybe we're going to see that again. We have the double shower setup, which seems to be common, but they're going to fall back. They have that trip there. It's going to be forced to be broken, and I really like Envy's pacing here. You know, if they take long, that trip gives them so much comfort. And now they're just jumping onto the bomb site. Caboose is in here, but is not going to get it. A little bit of a Rosa ult early here. And now we're going to even it up on Envy's side.
I mean, does it count as a Rosa ult if it never got fired? The showstopper gets shut down completely. 4v3 now as Crashies tries to push up on the side, but Shot Up gets him through triple. And now it's Chemicals time to take the spotlight. No one in sight, and another Raze ult shut down. Mummy's able to find a kill from U-Haul, and here's a Hunter's Fury from Gangster. A 2v2 in the post plant. Shot Up needs to find a way to clear this area with nothing but a fault line. And he's working independently right now of his Sova. Food knows he's going to get some aggression, but he's going to swing the corner. It's not good enough. Shot Up takes his head clean off, and Gangster knows Mummy was sat inside U-Haul. IMT, claw one back.
That was so close to being completely an Envy-sided take. If that Raze ult goes off properly, that's where we talk about that snowball effect of trading, and then they maybe take back site control, and it's a completely different retake for Immortals there. But once you miss that initial kill, I forgot who killed Caboose there when he came out. Once he got that kill, it kind of snowballed into a very neutral situation. And then, of course, good 2v2 by the boys at the end there to close it out. But oh man, it's I've experienced that all too many. The feel is vicariously too real for me right now as I watch that Caboose. It feels like,
did Envy not have information? Was it because Caboose pushes into a site that he doesn't know where the setup is that he gets killed like that?
I'm not sure. Yeah, it was interesting to watch. Not quite sure though.
Chemicals pushed up here in Showers. So again, there's that emphasis on Showers control that you highlighted a couple rounds ago from Immortals. Crashies though! Oh
what
no!
A shot!
Chemicals had the operator as well, and Crashies now doubles down. And that's going to be punishing here for Immortals over on the A side. And guess what? Envy know exactly how to play this. Look at all this emphasis now being placed on B.
Yeah, big kills early, and you know they keep the one person there, but he's got 1 HP left. I don't know how much more damage he's going to be able to do. He's just trying to delay for that rotate at this point. And you know he's doing his best effort here, but you can't expect much more out of that. And now it's a tough 2 versus 4 for Immortals.
Paint shell. A strong breeze at that point would have been enough to get rid of Gang. And with only 2 players, IMT find themselves constantly short-handed in retake scenarios. And I think, Jordan, this time they'll adopt to just save their weapons if they can. Again, it's Envy actually just create these early opportunities. Immortals play so aggressive into showers, and it's cost them multiple rounds now. As Envy are just waiting for him to swing to the crosshair.
Yeah, I mean, that was just another happenstance of that's default, and that's what I was talking about of Envy really just liking this traditional combination they have right now of agents. You know, the Raze and the Sova. I mean, Crashy started off with, that's not very strategic, right? Raze said, okay, I'm going to get out here. Let me just satchel out of showers really quick. He gets picked out of midair by Crashies. That kind of started everything. But I think you're going to see a lot of that interaction. I think, you know, sometimes the fights happen a lot at hookah early, but showers seems to be a big spot for these early fights. And that dictates a lot of how the rest of the round is going to play out. Yeah, there it is. Chemicals.
I feel like he knew he had to reposition. He was kind of pinned in that position and was turning into a one and done spot, and maybe he thought he'd get better value out of the operator elsewhere. JC Starny recently in an interview sort of said that he felt that on this map, showers control was everything. That was Immortals' emphasis. That they as a roster right now, I think, are placing a lot of focus on this. And again, look at this. Again, 2 players into showers now.
And they, you know, they have that smart contingency player there that you see the Raze on top of the truck and the A site. I think that's smart because when you see so much infatuation with the showers control early, look at even going as far as to use the breach ult right there to try to clear it out. They leave things open like short A, but Raze is there. But on the other side of the map now, we see NVS putting pressure on Hookah. Not being able to get that kill is going to affect them greatly. If they got that frag on the backhaul player, they would have had sight in the round much easier.
Envy at least have a chance to create a post plant here. They get onto this B side after losing the player. But look at all his presence now in back halls. I mean, Starny can send dark cover. He can also paranoia through.
It's tough, but it's winnable. The fact that they're all 3 on site, though, I don't like right here, as this is what's happening. The flash comes in, and the trades are very unlikely to stay fluid, but FNS picking up 3 right there, and Mame to close it out in a 1v1 right now. I can't believe the situation came back to this, Mitch.
20 HP in a dream for Mummy now. Again, fakes the shrouded step, doesn't check that side, and Chemicals only just 5 points of health remain. And Mummy is felled, giving Immortals a defuse here and a much needed round. That didn't need to be nearly so close. FNS finding all of those kills on the site really throws a spanner in the works for Immortals.
You know, them keeping so many people in sight there probably actually went to their favor in a weird way, because Immortals probably expected more people to fall to like Garden or be more passive in that situation. You would think when they're man down, they are going to take those fights though. So it seemed kind of like impatient on the retake there from Immortals. They had the flash, it looked like, from JC Stani. So I'm surprised that it wasn't a little cleaner there for the trades, but I don't know if FNS they didn't know where his position was because they called 1-2 maybe, and he was wide.
I think you're right.
Interesting for them to lose that round like that.
Here's this early play towards Hookah. The bomb buddy does not yield any information for Chemicals. Crashy is also trying to get some info of his own. It's like Showers this time completely being left here by Immortals. So some variation even in the defensive focus. This angle from Chemicals is absolutely dirty. There might be a satchel charge here, just to knock Caboose across. That's a wide swing, but he gets caught out. Chemical's going to follow up with a paint shell now in position. This will slow Envy down.
Yeah, that's a great I like that change right there, because they're passive A regardless. So if Envy decides, hey, we're just going to go straight up A, they're still in a good position to retake. And now we're seeing Envy actually take ground from them, and Immortals not being in the best position right here, but Standy picks up a massive kill right there. Crashy's solid trade there, and now a 3v3 that to me is offense-sided at the moment.
Gangster sends the arm drone in. U-Haul is clear, and he doesn't spot nearly as much as you may have hoped to in this kind of situation. It's a lot of information gathering tools here for Immortals. So Recon dart used there, and that's the swing. It's a trade though. FNS is going to take Nature down. There is a cyber cage up on the site. Gangster needs to try and find a way to... He's going to deal with a double peek at some point here, but there's no trade. In fact, Crashy's just stayed around the corner, puts himself in a 1v1, and that falls apart for Envy.
he was almost going to have to risk that Chemicals wasn't sticking the bomb right there. That box is so hard to play off of because the second you even show a shoulder, it's so easy to get spammed through right there. So if that was like a cement wall right there, I love the re-peek because it's a good chance that how much he caught the first guy off guard, he would be able to get a shot off on the second. But right there, it's a tough situation, and you know he made the call because if he does get the kill instantly on Chemicals, then the 1v2 looks beautiful. But now we're back to a 4v4 even scoreline here, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, I almost expected there to be a trade set up there for FNS and in that situation, but it ended up being a couple of 1v1s that Immortals got. And I mean, this is now getting pretty spicy. This IMT defense starting to fire up a little bit. Chemicals, again, has the operator on B side. Will it be so easy now? Dark cover actually gets deployed on the B side here by Envy, so that operator spot has been denied.
It's interesting. We almost see them both switch up their default setups at the same time. We have the Breach and Omen playing passive at A here. They're still doing a little bit of shower control, but now they're putting a little bit more priority, Envy that is, on Hookah. And so now this is kind of the goal a lot of teams employ, I feel, especially the more strategic teams, maybe the 100 Thieves, the T1s. They like to do like the CS style default where you see them maybe take Hookah, they leave the Raze there, and now they're going to go back and hit A and press A a little, and that Raze is going to try to catch someone rotating on the right side of the crate there at B and get a free kill. So I'm not sure how Envy's going to want to hit this yet. I think they're kind of just waiting for contact. So the drone is going to help sell the fake here at A, and then maybe they're going to TP late for... No, actually, okay, they are going to fully fall back to B here. Something changed right there because it looked like they were getting ready to hit A, and now they're going to be going into a B hit in the next couple seconds.
Complete switch up here. Looks like that was an attempt there, of course, from the shadows. Chemicals, oh my, okay, trades that kill. Finds Crashies, but Crashies was ready for it. Good trigger discipline there. Spray down for Nature on the side. That's also going to be traded now to 2v1 situation. It's Food on his own up against JC Stani, and the spike is inside Hookah. Flashes there. Blaze Wall also comes up. Food, does he know where Stani is? Stani's actually standing very close to the hot hand right now on the ground. There's only 7 seconds left. Food's able to get the spike and plant it here. Stani gonna sit tight, just pushing out a Hookah slowly now. Food, God, you'd think he knew where JC Stani was with how he let that curveball go, but he doesn't have the information. It don't matter though. It's a headshot spray down, and Stani, he's definitely feeling that.
Yeah, that was a great clutch by Food. I wasn't sure, you know, that wall is so spammable. I wasn't sure if he wanted to go for the spam on the right or left just to guess once he cleared the left corner. Probably played it well with the flash peek at the end there. And, you know, I love the changeup. Envy seems to be doing what a lot of teams want to do well, which is scaling. Anytime they get that initial point of entry into the bomb site, everybody is moving pretty swiftly together. And I think that's what you want to see out of a team in this situation. And back to another eco round for Immortals.
Let's see what the setup is here for Envy. Very B-sided. Recon darts for all and sundry. And straight up B long here. So Envy really not wasting any time.
Paint shells could do some damage here as Chemicals is able to take one down. Crashy's pushing onto the bomb site though, able to neutralize the close backhaul player, and now it's a tough 3v2 for Immortals to try to recover in. They're obviously just looking to do a little damage here on the eco round. So, you know, actually a pretty solid round for Immortals, all things given so far, and especially if they can maybe even take down one more here before the end of the round.
It's a frenzy and a classic in the hands of the Immortals players presently. Again, based on how Envy are holding back off of the B side, it's really hard to get some of these guns away from the Mummy. Wasn't ready for the push there from elbow. Stani, I mean, that's just impish the way he peeks that. We're gonna have a fault line on towards the site. Stani trying to push up there as well. Looks like Immortals are serious about this. Can they actually convert? JC Stani gets the trade on a Caboose, and now we're in a 1v1. He has himself a Vandal, pushes up on the corner, and Immortals have done it! They ended the round, but nothing with frenzies and classics, but they can't get a defuse. They still look good, and they make it costly for Envy, which is absolutely the most important part.
That is a massive round by Immortals. They weren't able to actually win it, but be able to take those guns away from them and get that kind of momentum moving into the next round is massive. They're looking to get that 6-6 scoreline here. And now I'm curious to see how things are going to switch up. I feel like with a round like that, this is a common time where you see the pacing switch up right there, right? It's a close round. A lot of people like to catch people off guard after a close round. And it does look like Envy is heavy towards A right now. Curious if it'll be the traditional Silver Drone up short, followed by just a contact play.
Standing ahead.
See after the dart here.
He's got to check showers. He knows how much Immortals fancy maintaining control of that. JC Stani here. He's ready just to base down through his own dark cover, but here's the push coming in from short. Aldrone over the top. Spots a couple. Here's the Hunter's Fury now. Can Crashies convert on this? Maybe doesn't need to. Okay, interesting little trade. 2 players falling to paint shells in the 4v4. JT Starting takes the swing out there as well, but can't find the extra gumption on FNS. There it is. 3 for him. Mummy, where does he go? Straight to B to try and make something happen here.
It's a good TP and, you know, and to get the bomb down, but I don't know if he has much chance here. 41 HP, no armor, and a stinger. Yes, we're in the old patch, but the drone is going to probably eliminate all of his chances of winning here. I mean, the drive-by was beautiful, but I wasn't enough. Imagine he gets gangster right there, too. How epic would that have been?
We've seen it happen. This is the thing. This is not so uncommon. Look, I guess sometimes, you know, JC Stani floats like a butterfly, stings like a really low-cost alternative to a rifle on a save round, because that was a little bit scary. Obviously, this is the last hurrah for that particular strategy. Is obviously our next Challengers qualifiers will feature the changes that have been made to those. But soak it up while it lasts, baby, because it's absolutely mental. And we got our last round of the half coming up now, which sees Immortals in a bit more of a comfortable position. Envy looking for some spare change.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great hold by them. That looked like it was going to start out well for Envious. I love the get up close short A and drone, but things just kind of fell apart. What they did previously so well was they get that first kill and they flood the bomb site. It seemed like the combination of Chemical's paint shells that he threw and just kind of split up the offense, and they were able to get the kills. So back to kind of the traditional default here at Showers.
Stani trying to make himself scarce there as Caboose doggedly pursuing him through Showers.
Right there. I like that, but it didn't quite work out as Stanley was able to fall back. But the tag is going to hurt him.
Okay, runner back there, used. Nature actually able to get rid of Caboose and shut down the ulting Phoenix. Food able to find a kill here, but Gangster from way on back gets rid of Food now. A 2v4, and the spike is down. Chemicals has a strange little angle, and I mean the rolling thunder. Mummy's reeling as he's able to escape, but will be pursued through the teleporter. And coming into halftime now, we have a 6-6. This is what we'd love to see. Immortals giving as good as they get. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. We've got much more from this first map and series on the other side of this break. In the early rounds, it was very frustrated Immortals. We watched as they tried to kind of get their finger on the pulse of this variation in pace that Envy were applying, but nothing. Good to have you back here. It looks like Immortals able to recover in the later half of that first half to make it 6-6.
Yeah, great reaction at the end of the half there by Immortals. I loved the Sova ult in the Showers, Stani getting away and everything. And look, it was like flipping the whole thing on its head here. Now we see the similar Showers control here early, but this time the defense is able to actually contain it. Looks like they wanted to kind of feint it a little early as they're already heading towards B. And I think, you know, this is a solid call. It looks like they're going to be able to take the site pretty easily. I'm just curious now how their after plan is going to look in terms of defensive setup.
Jordan, they sold the fake. I mean, Immortals could sell ice to an Eskimo at this stage. I mean, they are keeping Envy at that site, and Nature finding a kill on Food probably doesn't help things either. Here comes the execute on B. Chemical's going to be planning now, and you can see just here how far behind the 8 ball is people like Mummy as he tries to come through. This is huge.
Massive kill there, and I think, you know, they weren't expecting their backhaul player to go down like that. But now in a 3 versus 3 where players are looking extremely low on the defense.
Wow. I mean, that is information for you. You know, Immortals also do a very good job of convincing Envy that they still want Showers. It's almost like Immortals go in an interview last week, say Showers is the key to winning this map, and then, you know, try to bait people into thinking they want to commit that heavily to it. This kill from Nature does so much to sell the fake.
And that was a really unfortunate death by a Finester. I think he was a pivotal part of their retake. If he potentially gets that kill, you know, the guy fell into his trap, hit the trip. I think it was Breach and or Sova, and then Breach is able to run in and kill him. I think if he doesn't die there, the retake potentially looks a lot different. But that just started it, and then immediately into 5 versus 3 here. And now the early hoop control, which you'll see a lot here, and I think this is it's good to establish them. You push them off with the nades, and then you kind of just see how the defense pushes.
Food, they're able to take advantage of the stinger and sitting inside the dark cover. Audacious.
I don't like that from Immortals. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary for you to buy yourself clear Showers late when it's such a position that the defense is going to try to hold when you're supposed to have, you know, technically the advantage.
Aldron over the top here now. Envy with a full fighting 5. Boost now, Paint Shell, that's going to slow things down. Oh my! Yep, looks like it precipitates even a rotation from Immortals here. Jordan, I don't think they have much information about what's happening at the B site though.
Yeah, they don't, and so this is where their speed is going to be key here. They're just going to kind of run in, and this is an opportunity for Cypher rotating here to maybe shoot somebody in the side as they jump out. A great satchel jump into the site there, as that's going to give them early space, and they are going to be able to get the plant down. This might be a good opportunity for them to take this round away.
Crashy's suspicions confirmed in the form of a face full of bullets. He'll have to play back towards Elbow now, but this thing is there really getting involved. Caboose pushes up on the side, tries to line up, and look at his default line thrown over towards the side, forces him out of position. 3v1 though, and Gangster with the Spectre. The odd Spectre out has to make it happen with 30 HP, and Envy descend like vultures. No chance for Gangster to get away. And that will be the defuse here. After losing the pistol, Envy force into the classic Stingers, and they fire back.
It's a tough situation here because although you won the pistol round, like we talked about, the meta that we're in, the Stingers are still powerful. The first half went the same way. The team who won the pistol, they lost the second round. But I just don't think, and going a spot like Showers or Hookah, 2 close range areas, you should go alone or without proper utility. So I think that was the first mistake there on the offensive side.
The Stinger buy in round 2, do you think?
Combo, maybe lack of respect, and I think they're just hoping for kind of a low cost shower control, and he tried to walk through an Omen smoke, and I just don't think he gave proper respect for the part of the map.
Well, Immortals, it's like something that resembles a little bit more closely a default here. JC Stani with the spike, just checking A short, and let's see how Immortals get information but do it without a cost of lives. I think that's probably the most important part here early in the round.
Yeah, this is going to be just a normal B hit, it looks like here. They're going to breach clear right there through and just try to scale them back, see what their positions are. I think after those Raze nades go off, we're going to see them come out of Hookah, and this is going to be a traditional split here.
Yep,
Raze probably satchel shortly.
Aldrone, there's Chemicals, opens up the encounter to FNS, and okay, the Sheriffs finding their mark so far. 5v3 momentum favoring Immortals right now. Crashies also falls down, and Caboose gets involved a little bit, but maybe it's too late. Spike is down. Food comes out of the Hookah window now with a vengeance and sprays Nature down, despite the fact he's nearsighted by the paranoia. Here's a 1v1, and that was the runner back expiring, so Gangster still has a good idea about where Food's going to come from, but the Blaze Wall enables him to get out of Hookah unscathed, and that's incredible! The curveball through the wall, and Gangster had no idea what was coming.
Love that. You know, the time that elapsed after the ult just kind of creates this situation where the Sova is like, oh, he probably doesn't know where I'm at. Food throws up the flame wall and guesses perfectly that he's going to be trying to clear that. Because, you know, the benefit of that play is if he's not there, there's a decent chance he's wrapping backhaul. He probably fake taps the bomb one more time, checks the backhaul push. Great play there by Food. And this blind kill right there, just a pre-fire where his teammate died. Probably saw some tracers inside the Omen blind. So excellent play by Food there to close out the round.
Sign of the times, if you will. Food seems more than happy to embrace a run and gun playstyle here, and Envy on the retake. They actually assembled that retake very quickly, and they were, I think, you know, in a 3v5 at one point. Shot Up's going to eat a flash earlier on as Food for something early out of Hookah, but no dice.
Slightly different tempo as we saw the first half from Envy's default here is they're still doing the Raze Roomba late Hookah, and I actually kind of like that. Sometimes you just let the dust settle in the beginning of the round here and see what the defense is throwing at you. And it seems that's what Immortals is doing, and they feint a little bit of a Hookah control, and it looks like they're going to go straight into an A split here, which I like, but Envious is ready with 3 people close. Raze nearby with the paint shell is ready to do a lot of damage unless they catch him off guard.
Caboose immediately beheads Shot Up and is going to jump in with a showstopper now. That one is a little bit awry. A 1-for-1 trade. Caboose is hit with a paranoia there, and it's going to be a Hunter's Fury even thrown into the mix. Crashies from way back when, able to slow Immortals down in the 3v3. Now, Immortals are a little bit staggered right now. JC Starny tries to make his way to the side. He brings up the rear and he drops the spike. It's all up to Gangster now in the 1v2. But there's an Aldrone already released, so Envy know exactly where he's going to be coming from.
That's a great hold. You know, they were poised to defend that site the whole time. I think Immortals needed to get lucky with some flashes and trades there and take ground from them. But FNS staying alive, U-Haul doing a good job to do damage from that position there, provided to be the catalyst for the round to close out in a pretty comfortable manner.
We saw Caboose was theoretically in a one-and-done spot there. It's kind of wild. You know, he finds that first kill against Shut Up and then immediately goes into showstopper mode. Looks like the bloodlust took hold. Finesse is pretty close to a neural theft here. It's Immortals, though, that are working with a lot of these key ultimates. Let's see if Food finds anything early out of Hookah.
Yeah. This aggression is awesome early, but let's see if it actually nets them anything here. Food's just going to continue with that Phantom, and I love the aggression here, but Stanny and the boys using the breach flashes that we talked about are able to get the kill.
That's so messy. Envy kind of get caught a little bit out in the open here. Oh, that's clever. Mummy goes through the TP from the A side to clean up JC Stanny, but forced back now. There's going to be reinforcements through that same teleporter. Gangster, though, is traded out. We have a 2v2 before the spike gets anywhere near any of these sites. Envy push for that early info, and now Immortals, what can they
I couldn't even see what Ray's ult was coming in right there. I was like, it was so many things happening at once. That was an epic fight outside there. Now 2 versus 2 situation. Caboose still staying aggressive, and I like this. You know, you don't want to just sit back in corners. You want to have depth and watch spots where you have information. Trade comes in, and by them sticking together there, Mitch, it created an awesome 2 versus 2 trade mid-round. And I have a feeling if they didn't see them long in a couple seconds, they would have kept moving. And I think that's that CS mindset that Envy's capturing well right now.
I mean, Immortals definitely tried to sell a rotation away towards the A side there. Envy didn't buy it for even a second, and Caboose really backed himself in that position, is able to find that kill. And Immortals now, as they fall further behind, they're at least able to get a decent arsenal behind them on this round. Again, they still have a Hunter's Fury. And crucially, I think they have Rolling Thunder to work with this round. So I'm curious to see how an Execute comes into play for Immortals and if Envy are ready. Okay.
Gonna start as they push here. And they're going to do the early hookah control right here. And I love the pacing. Chemicals.
Fast.
Gets hit by the Cypher Security Services here and is going to delay them.
Just pushed up. Okay, doesn't sell much this time. Rolling Thunder immediately gets used on the teleporter here. All of Envy caught inside of it. 3 players at least hit by that Rolling Thunder. They still bounce back fairly well, though. Shot up now, trying to push up Hookah. Food was flashed. I'm certain of it. He got hit by a flashpoint, was still able to find the kill. And oh my, Gangster. He has seen better days. In a 1v3, he holds the spike, but he's in the octagon. And Envy are looking for a TKO.
Little dart here. As he's looking for some sort of information, but Gangsta's not going to find much here. Hoping to isolate an opponent in a 1v3, but Crashy is just going to peek out knowing he has support there from Hookah. And they're going to get an 11th round there for Envy.
Economically, that is just punishing for Immortals.
So was that breach ult? Were they trying to combo with the Hunter's Fury into...
They hit the
or was he going to push? Or was FNF going to push and flank? I couldn't tell exactly what happened there, but I love the thought of kind of pinning them in there and then breach ulting them, and then you just kind of were able to run in and take them out.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if that's what they're doing.
They anticipate a triple rotate off the A side from Envy, I think, into the teleporter. They were ostensibly they were correct there. Somehow Food is just still able to fight his way through. There could be the timing wasn't quite there as well. Maybe some players came through the TP after Rolling Thunder came through. Either way, economically, Immortals are in dire straits. Crashy's pushed quite far up, to be fair, with the shock dart, and Mummy is aware that his position is pretty well known. It doesn't really matter here. Envy now are just taking them to task. Caboose has made his way through the TP, and this is just momentum and confidence here for Envy. They are bristling, and Nature is shuddering away. Conversely, there'll be an L drone overhead, and Nature may not realize that, yeah, he's on candid camera.
Interesting, they're just kind of running away with the momentum here. I'm not sure if that was like a big coordinated play or if that was just inspirational to fly through the TP like that and just start fighting outside Hookah. But enjoying the vibes here from the Envy side as they're trying to make a statement here that the last time they played Immortals was not their true colors here. So far showing up strong on the defense. What is that? 5-6 straight rounds right there. So awesome showing so far from the boys at Envy.
And Immortals, even though you'd think that they bring more to an Execute situation here with that breach, have not been able to leverage shot up on this particular region really at all in this map. You know, in the past, we've seen, especially on Ascent, we've seen Immortals do so much with that pick, but here, Envy seem to be ready at every turn. Recon bolt there removed early, and I mean, it's a desperate sort of default setup here for Immortals.
Yeah, kind of just exchanging and not gaining any info there along B early, and it looks like they're kind of gonna just fall back, group up, and it looks like another contact play. Perfect time for Crashies to use the owl here.
Look at this info.
gets all the info. They're going to have 3, maybe 3.5 people here shortly at A. Phoenix is clearing. Crash is going to start rotating through spawn. And the boys at A site are getting ready for a little bit of a battle.
Alderon over the top here. Immortals have very little information by contrast. They're going to make their way in though. Crashies immediately into the Hunter's Fury. This is a problem for Immortals, but Chemicals doesn't seem perturbed. He's going to push up the site there. A player in U-Haul gets shut down as JC Stunny looks like he pushed forward as well with the teleport. FNS is able to trade it out a little bit here, but that trademark aggression from Immortals has carried them this far. Can it keep them in the map? Food tentatively making his way through short now on hot hands to prevent any sort of push out from U-Haul, but he wasn't ready for shot up to brave the flames. Walking over hot coals seems to have yielded results for Immortals. And now Crashies is in the 1v3 post plant, and it's not enough. Immortals stay alive.
Wow, I was not expecting the round to go that way. After you saw the rotate, the info that Envious had, you just think there's no way that they're going to not trade this down to a closer situation to that. But Immortals do a great job of just winning these fights back site right here. And just once you take the back side of A site like that, and you have the smoke heaven, you have the smokes pipes, it's so hard for the defense to feel confident in coming through them that you really isolate the site there. So I love the speed, I love the pacing from Immortals right there, but they still have 4 rounds to try to keep this stream alive.
Talk about a variation here. Early aggression up short here for Envy. They can find something, catch something, it'll be huge, but Nature's been playing safe. He sees the gun barrel, but he wasn't ready for Caboose to be holding the off angle. Timing still gets the better of Nature. Now Envy, we know when they are up a player, things seem to get much simpler for them. They still need to spread themselves across the map, but they're shot up spotted there by the spy cam.
That's funny, he pointed out he saw his barrel, and then I think Caboose saw the other guy's barrel, so we kind of had a standoff right there of who was going to peek first here, but now Immortal is opting to just get aggressive here and simplify the round. Hopefully they could trade out positively here. Crashy's kind of holding this dart, which could be massive to get a multi-frag here.
Chemicals not ready for that by the looks of things. FNS and Caboose posted up inside Hookah. Spike hasn't been planted quite yet. Shot up. Okay, sends a fault line in towards elbow. Paint shells to the side, and in midair, Caboose is taken down. Mummy with the operator. FNS is there, and this could be curtains for Immortals on this first map. Gangster again, left in a 1vx scenario, post-plant. And he's revealed by the neural theft. All of the information belongs to Envy, and so does this first map. Quite a statement made here in this upper bracket final. Envy, they choose bind. And they do much better than last time these two went head-to-head. What a strong showing here, Jordan.
Yeah, and what's even stronger, in my opinion, there is that it didn't seem like there was any, like, profound, unique, gimmicky plays